Whew. All right. It's finally here. Let's get the video started.
Who goes here? Okay, let's go. You ask the stuff you gotta know. Weird or huge or kinda slow. Ask you go, ask you go.
Let's fucking do it. My first official YouTube video. Hopefully this isn't a train wreck.
All aboard! Well, you coming?
So I was feeling creative and I wanted a way to connect to you guys, but I didn't know how. So I figured, what better way to do it than a Q&A or a AMA, whichever one you prefer. I asked you on Facebook and Instagram to ask me all the questions you had and I would answer them. For some reason, I only got questions about filmmaking. Guys, there's more to me than just filmmaking, I swear. But given I don't put too much of myself out there, I guess I got only myself to blame. I promise I will show more of me.
What did he say?
No. Wait.
Without further ado, let's get to your questions. All right, I'll be posting the questions either here or here, whichever one. I haven't decided yet. So, first question goes to Jose Juan Hassel. I apologize if I mispronounce your name. When we work together, what do you see us doing? Winky face, cool guy face.
What do you mean by that?
I saw your profile after seeing this question. It seems you've been stereotyped to play the dad a lot, which is funny because that's the one role, or the one, yeah, I guess the one role that I've always have trouble casting. I don't have access to too many older actors. Sorry to keep you in the same box, but if we work together, you'll probably play a father, some sort of father, in my next film. But there's a start. Jose, what do I see us doing? With just seeing your profile, you'll probably play a father figure in my next project. So hit me up, man. Show up to one of the auditions. Let's work together. Okay, next question. From Nate Riv09. Nathan. What's your approach to assigning actors different fighting scenes? And what do you have against Gardy? Nathan and Gardy. So Nathan and Gadriel are actually two actors that I'm working with on my latest project, Human. And it seems like it's an ongoing joke, but I swear it's not. Everybody has a lot of cool fight scenes. Spoiler alert. If you don't want to be spoiled for the film, so spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Everybody has really cool fight scenes, and Gadriel kind of doesn't. But I he has all the cool scenes because he's the lead actor, one of the lead actors. So, hey, it's a balancing act, man. It's not easy. As far as how I go about assigning people their fight scenes, there's no specific rhyme or reason. It's just whatever the story calls for. That's really it. It's I know it's such a PR question, but yeah, that's just what it is. It's whatever the story calls for. If the character is to be this badass that has fight scenes, then that's who gets the fight scene. It all comes down to how the character is written. So that's how I go about assigning fight scenes. Speak of the devil. Gardio Garcia. What is your absolute favorite thing about filmmaking? And what is your ultimate goal? So that's a question I get asked a lot. What is my absolute favorite thing about filmmaking? And there's a lot of things. So I'm gonna give you three. I'm gonna give you three, just because it's kind of hard to pinpoint my absolute favorite. One, the collaboration. Not every set is perfect. Not every set is the most fun to be on. But when you get that just magical, lucky combination of talented people and people you just genuinely love being around, man, that is a feeling that you just can't replicate, really. Getting to work with people that I genuinely love being around and they're talented as well, I love that. I love that. That is such a thing that filmmaking is able to provide, is connections to people you probably normally wouldn't connect with in your day-to-day life, just because you're in different situations, different stages in your life, I should say. You connect with people who are older than you, younger than you, etc. So yeah, that's one. Two, it's being able to use your imagination, not to get all serious and stuff, but as you get older, you tend to use your imagination less, and you start becoming kind of dull as a human. And being able to express yourself and use your imagination, think of stories with dragons and elves, and in this case vampires and stuff like that, fantastical stuff. Being able to just not think of your day-to-day life and go transport into a new world. um, that is something that me personally, I genuinely love. It's just being able to just use my imagination more. We kind of get accustomed to have this bleak outlook on life, so being able to use your imagination and kind of just escape, it's a really good feeling. And third, and this is probably my absolute one, it's just storytelling. I guess that kind of connects to the imagination aspect, but storytelling. I consider myself a storyteller, not really a filmmaker, but a storyteller. And just telling stories that resonate, that make people feel, whether it be fear, which is why I love horror. It's like a high that I chase a lot. So again, whether that's fear or whether that's sadness in a drama, happiness in a comedy. Even though I suck at comedies, I don't write them. Go to my early work, maybe you'll see my attempts at comedies there, and they're definitely not good films, but I'm proud of them and they're there. What is the ultimate goal? Well, I guess I haven't said it public. Hollywood is not the goal for me. If it happens, cool, but that is not my goal. My goal is just to take what I'm doing to the next level in the sense of being financially capable of just telling stories. There's nothing more satisfying than doing what you love, which for me, storytelling, and then also having monetary gain from it. Um, as artists, we tend to lean towards the art a lot, but we got to pay bills and stuff. So the business side always sucks. So if there's a way where I could combine the both, where I'm able to do what I love and also make a comfortable living wage for myself, doing it, that would be the ultimate goal. Like now, a lot of people probably think I want to go to Hollywood or um, win an Oscar or something like that. And I'm not saying that's not something I wouldn't want. Like, of course, if the situation happens where I'm lucky enough to do it, cool. But that's not really what I'm striving for. So hopefully that answered your question. Okay. VB, what do you look for specifically in auditions? Is there something that always catches your eye? So when I'm hosting auditions, and this is why I prefer to do in-person auditions over video, kind of get a sense for the person better than seeing their best self. Because when you do self tapes, you're able to cut, revise. So you're always showing your best self. But in person, you're able to see the raw version, which is going to be the version you're going to see on set every day. What I look for in auditions is comfort, comfortability, Com- this word. So just someone who is able to command the room, not in the sense of confidence, but uh, I can't really explain it, but it's this energy that they bring to the room where you just feel comfortable around them and they feel comfortable around you. When you're filming, the hours are long, so the people you are spending such long days with are people that you want to be around more times than not. So that is a big thing. I'm not saying it's the end all be all, but that is definitely something I look into. On a technical level, do you match what I visually have for the character? Meaning, do you at least match the age? That is the biggest thing. So sometimes I'll put out a casting call and I'm like, hey, I'm looking for a male, 35 years old. And I'll get 100 messages, people telling me, like, I'm not 35, can I still audition? Guys, it doesn't really come down to the actual number. 35 is just the age we're looking for. You don't actually got to be 35. You could be 40 or you could be 20. If you look 35, 33, 34, that type of deal, then you're good. There's been a lot of times where I'll ask for a younger role and I'll have dudes who are in their 40s and they look it and they're trying to play high schoolers. And I'm like, dude, come on. Like, I cannot, like, realistically put you in that role. So, age how close do you look to the age provided for the character will probably be the biggest thing. Because if I can't sell that, then no matter how good of an actor you are, I won't be able to sell, that range. Now, sometimes the character can be ambiguous, meaning there's a wide range, like 30 to 45. Like I just need you to look like uh Disney Channel dad. That we're all like they all look like the same age, which is like late mid 30s to late 30s, which is sad to say because I'm turning 33 and I'm like shit, I'm a Disney Channel dad age now.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Oh man. But yeah, is there something that always catches your eyes? Oh my god, yes. Someone who prepared. So, guys, whether this is part of the question or not, I'm going to give you the secret juice. At least for me, when I am casting, I don't want a puppet. I don't want someone who I'm going to force you to say the lines the way I wrote them or the way they're written. Like, I'm not here to act for you. I love it when an actor comes for an audition and has a character in mind for the role. So they did their work. They memorized the lines and they added character to the lines, meaning I don't want you just reciting. I don't need someone to read me back what I wrote. I want someone to perform it. Make me believe this character. And sometimes there's been times where actors show me a different side of the character that I never intended to write for, but because of the way they performed it, I'm like, man, now this character I could add extra lines, whatever the case. And you could always tell someone who just read the script the night before and just came here with their lines memorized, and someone who genuinely read the script and built a character. It doesn't always got to be right, but if you did your homework and you built a character, man, that sticks out, and that is 9 times out of 10 the deciding factor on who I choose to play the roles. So, V, thank you for asking your question. Jose Sira, 5036. Jose, thank you for submitting your question. Jose always auditions for me. We haven't gotten to work together, but it'll come, brother. I promise. Do you have any other ideas for the next film? So I'll be ready. Pointing fingers, cool guy emoji, pointing fingers. Do I have any ideas for the next film? There's a few. I don't know how much I can say. Should I say? Uh, yeah, okay. So I'm collaborating on a feature film, a horror feature film, with a local director. I won't say anything else, just so there isn't added expectations or pressure. So keep an eye out for any auditions. As far as ideas for myself, after I'm done filming Human and in between doing the feature film, I am bringing this new category, series, whatever you want to call it. I can't take credit for it. Ray gave me the name, but they're called minis. It's kind of like a short film, a short film, like 5 minutes long. So it's any little idea that I want to experiment with, special effects that I want to do, skit. Well, not really a skit. It's an actual film, but it's only like 5 minutes long. So something that I could film in a day or two. There's no grander expectation for it. It's just something short, something I can experiment, whether it be a mood, whether it be an effect, whether it be a genre, whether it be a character type, anything like that. So that'll be something I'll be posting either weekly, bi-weekly. So keep an eye out for minis. There'll definitely be multiple characters to play in them. Gardiel Garcia. How do you approach giving feedback to actors? Guardian Nathan. I mean, it's a little bit vague, so I'll try to answer this in multiple ways, I guess. If you're meaning giving feedback to an actor during a scene that they're performing, if it is that, I normally don't, and it comes down to my style of directing, heavily dependent on casting. So that's why I take casting calls very serious, and I don't just hand out roles. I try to cast the perfect person for the role. That not much directing has to be done after that. So usually on set, I don't have to do too much feedback, I guess. But if there is times where I feel the actor is not giving what I'm looking for, I try to have a somewhat of a private conversation with them to see what they're trying to do and what I want. Because I don't really like putting people on the spot. I feel sometimes some can't handle it and they close off or they feel embarrassed. And guys, filmmaking, there's going to be mistakes happening all the time. So no one's going to get it perfect every time. So no one should feel that way, but I do understand some people do. So I try to give feedback in private. But yeah, that's kind of how I go about it. But honestly, my style of directing, a lot of it comes down to the casting. So I've had actors, kind of tell me like, "Was that good?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm normally not even a animated person, so sometimes they can't even tell just by looking at me if I liked it or not. So I'm trying to work on that. But yeah, I feel sometimes an actor wants feedback because they're uncertain or they feel like they didn't prepare as much. So they're trying to get any bits to give them a clue of they're on the right path. So I get it. I just personally don't like over correcting or over directing, I should say. Usually for me, it's pretty simple. If we do a take, I mean, I always do 3 takes no matter what. So we do the takes, and if we move on, we move on. That means it was good. And if I got to pull you to the side and give you more of a in-depth directing, then yeah. But if you don't mean during filming and you mean just from someone who just wants general feedback on their acting, I mean, I'm always open to give feedback to actors if they're looking for it, just from their own private tapes or from their own self tapes. But yeah, it just if you reach out, I'll give it. But yeah, sorry, I guess I didn't really understand what aspect of giving feedback you meant. So hopefully that answered your question. I feel I went in circles on it. So
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
next question, Albert Gomez. Do you think there will be a sequel to Human? Well, yes and no. And the reason I say that is because Human is a proof of concept. So the intention is to do a feature film. So in a way, yes, there'll be a sequel, but it won't be Human 2. It'll just be Human, the feature film. So yeah. But yeah, the intention is to do a feature film. So we will revisit the world of Human and expand on it and expand on a lot of the lore that we left nuggets in this short film. So long story short, yes, but it will be a feature. It won't be a direct sequel. But Albert, I believe he was one of the extras, and he played a vampire. So thank you for joining us on set, Albert. Uh, like I said, extras are the people that make the scene feel alive. So without you guys, it wouldn't have been as amazing as it turned out. So thank you for coming out, and keep an eye out for the feature film. Thank you for your question. Last question. It's a long one. Maria Peña. 1. Advice for teenagers who want to be in a movie. What would you advise them to do to get started? 2. For someone who would like to write something for a movie, what are the steps to get it going? 3. Will you work with the teenager's vision with a parent's approval? Uh, okay, so 3 questions. First of all, thank you, Maria, for asking your questions. Maria was also another extra that in the movie Human, so thank you for joining us on set. Well, let me answer these questions in order. So, 1, advice for teenagers who want to be in a movie. What would you advise them to do to get started? Age really doesn't matter here, but I guess you're speaking for your teenager. If they want to get started, honestly, just look at casting calls. Just look at all the Facebook pages. that have to deal with RGV filmmaking, and usually all directors post casting calls on there, and look for the character that fits your son or daughter's age, and have her audition. That's the best way to start. And if you know there isn't roles for their age range, then have them be extras in projects, and kind of get used to being on set and building your relationship with the filmmaker. If you don't know anyone specifically, but if you know someone specifically, then just have them, whatever filmmaker friend you may know, if, if they're just starting out, maybe have them write something specifically for your son or daughter. So hopefully that helps. Two, for someone who would like to write something for a movie, what are the steps to get it going? So I believe you're asking about writing a script. So I'm not a professional writer. I just learned from doing it over and over again. So take my advice with a grain of salt. I won't say it's the right way or the best way to do it, but that's just how I do it. Um, just start. You don't need no specific program or anything. Just write a story. I would advise to go on YouTube and look up videos on how to write a script. That's what I did, and I just mimicked it and just rinse and repeat. So go on YouTube, find out how they do it. Usually, you could just do it on Word and write your story, and that's it. It's not really any secret or right or wrong way. Just do it. Uh, Go on YouTube, find out how to do the basics, and copy it and write your story like that. And then once it's done, you shop it around to either filmmakers or you do it yourself. 9 times out of 10 is going to come down to you having to do it yourself, meaning if you don't have the skills to film it, then you probably would need to hire someone to do it. So, yeah. And three, will you work with the teenager's vision with a parent's approval? Um, yeah, I I've worked with teenagers. I've worked with non-teenagers. What are they? Just kids, kids, and I've worked obviously with adults. So if it's a story that the teenager wants to do, again, like I said, usually your best bet is to work with someone who's just starting out, because they would need the experience. So that's a good way to collaborate and get it done for free. But if you're looking to do it with someone who's established, whether it be myself or other filmmakers in the film scene that are already established, uh, just because of how much time it takes to make a movie, how much resources, how much editing that goes into it, it's very hard to do it for free. So usually you would have to talk to the filmmaker, see what the idea is, and then kind of fund it, in essence. Um, I know it sucks, especially with this economy, but just because of the work it goes into, I don't see anyone doing it for free unless, like I said, they're just starting out or they're close friends of yours. But as far as, it being a teenager, that really doesn't matter. If it's a good idea, it's a good idea. And if the director or filmmaker um, have confidence in it or believe in the idea, then they'll make it happen. I know I will. But like I said, it usually comes with a price. So, but hey, if that's something you're interested in, you could always DM me and we could talk. I work with all budgets, so we could make something happen. All right. So that was the last question. So thank you all for submitting your questions. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully that gave you a insight on who I am. Uh, Maybe next time ask personal questions. Like my favorite color is blue. I'm playing, but yeah. So I, how did you feel about this? Did you like this? This was very therapeutic. I don't have a therapist, so this is cool. This is I get to talk to someone. I know there'll be someone watching, but there isn't someone here. So, but yeah, so this was fun. I'm looking forward to the next one. Let me know what you thought of this. And Human coming later, 2026. Keep an eye out for the minis and keep an eye out for the feature film that I'm working on later this year. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. Do all the YouTube stuff, and there'll be more. So I'll see you on the next one. Bye. I swear I'm gonna get a better outro, but right now this is all I got.